Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Suburban Rifleman for another episode in our Daylight Savings series. Once again, I'm up against it, so I'm going to keep the talking to a minimum. It's October 4th. This might be the last really hot day of the year. Summer seems to be winding to a close. Maybe we'll get some Indian summer in a few weeks, but it looks like it's going to be getting a little cooler here shortly. And bear camp is only a little more than a month away at this point in time, and I'm still kind of hemming and hawing about what I'm going to take to bear camp. My dad seems to think that the logical choice is my Marlin 336 in 35 Remington, and that certainly is a very logical choice, but I'm still weighing my options. And so tonight I'm out here with my dad's Marlin guide gun. Now this is an original Marlin guide gun from the first couple years of production. This one was made in 2000. It is JM marked. I think the guide gun was introduced in like 1998. So this would have been in the first 2 or 3 years of production. It does have a factory ported barrel. There's 4 ports that go out to the side, and then another 10 ports that angle up in either direction. I don't think that was really intended to act as any type of muzzle brake. It's not meant to reduce recoil. There's probably some reduction in felt recoil, but it's mostly meant to keep the muzzle down. I talked about this rifle at some length in an earlier video. I will link that video in the end card of this video. Now, if you saw that other video, my dad at the time had a Burris 2-7 by 30 something on it. More recently, I have mounted this Burris 2.5 power full field 2 on here. I think it's a little bit more appropriate to the rifle. The last one, nothing wrong with that other scope, but it was camouflaged. It looked a little tacky in my taste. Anyway, I talked plenty about this rifle in another video. We've got Ballard cut type rifling. That was a big thing when the rifle was first introduced. A transition from micro groove rifling, which Marlin has traditionally used in its lever actions, to this cut type rifling that will allow the use of cast bullets. And I do have 2 different loads here. I don't know how much time we're going to have. This is the load I'm going to shoot with first. And this is a 350 grain Spear flat nose over a load of IMR 3031. I don't give out reloading data on air because I don't want anybody holding me responsible if they blow their gun up or something. So, and then I have some cast bullet loads here. These, I don't know if these are the Hammer of Thor, meant for flattening grizzly bears, or if these are some kind of cream puff loads for the Trapdoor Springfield or something. It's definitely hard cast bullets, so it's more likely than not a cream puff load, but we'll know right away as soon as I shoot it. I don't have any load data, but I know that these loads were made up for this rifle, and I trust my dad. So without any further ado, and because we will be running out of light here soon, I'm going to try shooting some of these 350 grain Spears. We'll try shooting 3. I don't want to shoot up too many of these, because if I do end up taking this rifle to bear camp, this is probably the box of ammo I have, and I don't want to shoot it all up here. So hopefully we'll be on paper. I have a target because I wasn't able to bore sight the rifle, and I just mounted this scope. I've got a paper at 25 and one at 50, and there's maybe just a slight breeze blowing here, but hopefully not too much. Anyway, let's get to shooting before we run out of light. Take out the chamber flag. Here we go. Let's see if we can get on paper right away. Got to pad the elbow when you're shooting a heavy recoiling rifle like this, or at least I do. I'm not as tough as some of you though, probably. Safety's off. Okay, well, at least we made it on the paper. Now those are definitely not cream puff loads. No signs of overpressure though. That's just a 350 grain bullet going at a fairly reasonable velocity. So let me see if I can walk the scope over quick. Let's try that. That seems about right. I'll take another shot. Elevation looks pretty good for the moment because it'll still be rising at 50. Here we go. Cases look good. That porting might be doing something, but it doesn't do a lot. See if we can get on the center line here. One more shot. I'll take one more here. There we go. All right. Those are shooting pretty nicely. Let's save the rest of these for the moment. We'll switch over to these unknown cast loads. Again, I'm pretty sure these are, well, I know they're 405s. What the load is like, I don't really know. But we'll take a couple of shots at 50 yards now and see if we can actually get a group. That light's fading quicker than I would have liked. I don't think we'll be shooting at steel tonight, but we will do that in the future because this thing will really ring a gong, I'm pretty sure. Those are a little softer. Those do not feel like sledgehammer loads. Let's try another one. Scope rings are still tight. Let's try one more. There we go. I'm going to take a walk down and see what that looks like. Well, that was dead on left to right, but it's quite a bit high. So I've got to chase those shots a little bit here. That should be good. Man, am I running out of light fast. I think we're going to take 3 more shots, and that's going to be it for tonight. But I'm pretty pleased with how this is shooting so far. Three more shots. All right. Here we go. Last 3. Oh yeah. I think that's the sweet spot. Still a little bit high at 50, but that should be pretty much dead on at 100 now. Out to maybe 200. Oh yes, 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 yes. Boy, I wish I had more light. I would love to bang the gong, but I have new steel coming tomorrow in the mail. So instead of the dull slap we're getting out of the cast iron plates that are up there, we'll get a nice ding. So we'll revisit steel with this rifle. But let's just finish up this group of 3. Yeah, that'll do. And I'm going to go down and check it. All right, so my 25-yard target. This was my very first shot, keeping in mind that I just mounted this scope and I wasn't able to bore sight it. So I brought the reticle over a bit. Not quite enough. That was my second shot. I thought I moved the reticle to the left again, but I think I maybe didn't. So that was my third shot. Then I brought the reticle to the left again, and that was my fourth shot. And I got to bring it back a little bit to the right now, but all in all, that was just about exactly what I expected it to do, so pretty happy. And then here's my 50-yard group with the 405 grain cast bullets. So we're still about an inch to the left. I'll have to bring it back over to the right a little bit, but I mean, is that the greatest 50-yard group I've ever shot out of a rifle? No. But considering the fact that I'm just starting to play around with this rifle a little bit, I'm not going to complain about that at all. And I mean, that's certainly perfectly sufficient for knocking the stuffing out of a Pennsylvania black bear and a mountain laurel thicket at 50 yards. So I've got to shoot this a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with these initial results. And so I would say, all in all, I'm very pleased with those results. This scope seems to be staying nice and tight. And actually, I may take these hard cast lead loads up to bear camp. They shot plenty well at 50 yards, and they do seem to be a little less violent in the recoil department. So I may go with these, but I need to shoot this again. Both of the loads seem to shoot fairly well. Of course, it's hard to tell with the 350 grain spears because I was moving the reticle around a little bit. But this might be a strong candidate for bear camp. You'll certainly be seeing this one on the channel again. This is probably the rifle I'll bring out once I get my new steel gong, because this will really make the steel ring. And when I post that video, I hope to see each of you then. Later, guys.